We're going to push some of the boundaries a little bit. I got some hardcore girls coming in a little bit later that are going to tell you guys how it is. And the trail started from me being, 15 years old, fat, bald, not bald, but had a bowl haircut, missing teeth, white, freckle-faced. Then I say it every seminar, I was the guy that when we played spin the bottle at the party, I was just kind of there. If the bottle landed on them, they said, go kiss Eric. I could see the non-verbal, fuck, I gotta kiss that guy. Okay, that's where I began. I remember sitting there and I was pretty shitty with women back then. I didn't really know what to say, but I thought I would get. I was like, you have the cocky confidence where you're kind of like, yeah, I'll watch this, guys. And I remember I sat to my table, a bunch of friends, and we're kind of nerds and things like that. It's just, the way I kind of grew up. And I said, watch this. And there's this chick that I totally dug. And this was I think it was in like June. And Santa Barbara's, very interesting. And I turned around and I said, watch me pick this chick up. And I turned around, and before I could say anything, she goes, hey, what's up? And I went, hey, what are you doing? And I kind of went blank. I said, Halloween. And she goes, what? And I said, and everyone started laughing at my table. I just turned back around and I just was like, oh, you fucking kidding me? I got it down to, it's really easy for me to seduce right now. Usually I got it down to the 5 minutes or less, blah, blah, blah. Easy. Okay, now I'm starting to stretch myself a little bit and going to the nonverbal seduction. Can I seduce without saying a word? The thing with women, I'm bringing a few women in here that are going to kind of lay down the law a little bit. They're going to tell you how it is and some of the myths that are out there, like guys need to be nice and things like this. It doesn't work that way. And like I said, I'm going to bring these women in here that are going to tell you, as soon as a guy goes into that frame, you fucked yourself. You put yourself in either the friend category or kind of like the poor guy, maybe I'll just keep him around because he needs a friend, or I'm just going to blow him off and shoot him back. And women are ruthless because let me tell you, women talk so much dirty shit that the first time that I was in a bus with 5 of them doing the hot oil wrestling, I was blown away. Like literally, I just got real quiet because I could not believe the way that they were talking. They were talking about dick sucking and getting fucked and farting, and I was just all, whoa, this just blew my paradigm of what I thought. Like women, I got to be nice and things like that. We all probably at one point or another bought into that whole that paradigm, but it's not true. They want a man who's on the edge a little bit, who's going to get in their face, not physically, but get in their face, sexually, and have a little bit of spontaneity, have a little bit of charm, have a little bit of quickness. But really, anytime you lay down a challenge or you back off of a challenge, you're really telling that woman that you're not up for the challenge to be with her. Okay, you got to always remember, the male destructor always needs to meet the female destructress head on. So what I suggest you guys do, and this is one of the first things, is get one of those little folders that you open up in, and start writing down all your beliefs. When I started, I think I came up with about 100 beliefs that at the time I wanted to change. I wasn't good enough, I get intimidated around women, things to this nature. And then what you do is with some of the learning things that we'll do, whether it's the belief changes or writing it down, you're just going to go through one at a time. If you do one a day or one a week, if you have 150, 3 years, if you learn to change every single one of them by just taking a little conscious effort and focusing on that, you're going to absolutely change your life in 3 years. Okay, most of the time it'll take 6 months. And most guys are like, oh, so what do you like to do? Oh, yeah, me too. Kind of go down there, you want to drink. And hopefully, she has the right drink combination where she gets horny and you just happen to maybe get lucky. It's a chance thing. But when you can really stop and just go, you know what? You enjoy pleasure, don't you? And look at them and say, that's right, you do. It's fun to enjoy pleasure, isn't it? And start going into those sexual realms, you can turn stuff around so fucking fast, it's ridiculous. In the last year, there's probably been 50 or so or more that was under 3 minutes. Just bam. Because women, which is good because you guys are here, are not used to hearing guys talk like that. And if you're going to be a dominant man that's really going to go after the women that are on the upper echelons of looks in this society, you're going to have to learn to lead. It's all about leading. Come here, let me show you this. Okay? Women don't respond to guys that are like, I have an opinion. Can you answer this question for me? You know, who lies more, men or women? Okay? You know, and I'll have girls tell you that they fucking go, that's just weak. It's pathetic. I say a lot of times, you know, there's only 3 things. You guys are salesmen first. Every single one of you here is selling yourself, whether you like it or believe it or not. At any one point in time, you are selling yourself. Okay, so get over the fact that you're just a pickup artist or you're just some guy who can't get laid or whatever. You think to yourself, you're a salesman. You're a super salesman, a super sexual salesman. Okay? And there's 3 things you really sell. You sell either a product, a service, or idea. Okay? Might be something you want to write down because it's pretty important. And we're going to go into it a little bit. But it comes down to your service. If you can't service a woman, how much real sexual confidence are you going to have? Okay, and if you don't know what to do, learn to start practicing. Learn to start in one little area and work on it. There's a lot of things that are out there that are great for sexual stamina. But when you start self-organizing your mind, your thoughts, where you're about, where you're from, all around taking her so far beyond what she's used to that it breaks the barriers of the mundane. That you're going to lead her into this whole area that she's never explored before. That you're going to make her, you know, shake like a dog shitting peach tree seeds, is what Steve likes to say. You know, teargasms. When they're shaking so much 45 minutes, they're laying in bed and they're having these orgasms over orgasms over orgasms. When you know that you can do that to a woman and you've done it before, it brings a little bit more power in your pocket. And that's really what we want to get to. And we're going to go through a lot of that stuff. So all of a sudden they're like, to their friends, and I call it the Woman Referral System. That's where I'm at right now, where women refer. I'm that guy now. Thank God I've worked my way to it, and this is what I wanted. Where women are going, go see my friend. He'll take care of you. He'll take care of you. And it's a woman referral process because they talk. They're like, you got to listen to how this guy talks to you. You know, he don't give a fuck. He'll talk to you. He'll look you right in the eye and go, you like that, don't you? I can see it right in your eye. And it's about being aware, absolutely aware. First thing I want to do is, anyone here afraid of strippers? Okay, is anyone going to mind you're afraid of strippers? Okay, so tell the male strippers not to come in here today. Okay, it's just we're going to keep the female ones. All right? Oh, Danica. Can we borrow you for a second? Come on. See, not even shy. You see that? She don't give a fuck. Just come stomping up here. Come on, girl.